What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the Bass Warrior channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. It's a fun slash vlog slash tackle organization, unboxing, whatever you want to call it, video, just kind of showing you guys my hollow body frog box. I talked 2 tackle organization videos ago about how I wanted to show, my top water box, hollow body frog box, and that is what we're talking about today, which is here. It is, all my hollow body frogs that I have stored just in a standard 3600 style tackle box. Now this is a pretty generic way to store frogs. I'm definitely not doing anything crazy, but I posted a couple pictures on the Instagram page just showing off some of the hollow body frogs that I do carry around on a day-to-day basis, traveling from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, whatnot, up, down, fishing all those areas. So that I have everything from walking frogs to popping frogs to crazy big old frogs here, and we're just gonna just go through them all, talk about them. I think people are interested in kind of the different companies and styles of frogs that are up in this box. We're going to talk about a little bit. Appreciate you guys tuning in again today. Hope you guys enjoy. I say this is a 3600 style box. I know it's it's a Bass Pro style, it's not legit Plano, but the style and the essential box itself all does the same thing. So what I have here is my bigger walking frogs down to my smaller walking frogs slash crazy style stuff like the hollow body sunfish and the Bigfoot scum frog here. So we'll just talk about them. I'll lay them all out and just kind of go one by one what these are. So we'll start here with this bottom left. This is an evolved frog. Now these I haven't seen in quite some time. I actually got this from iCast in 2012. Very soft frog, actually one of the frogs that I do enjoy throwing. And as you can see, it looks pretty similar to its competitor here, which, like you guessed, is the Copper's Live Target. This is in the 65. Most of the Coppers that I have are in the 65, like throwing the bigger profile frogs, bigger bites, etc. So this is one of their newer colors that they released back then in 2012, like I state. And then these were, their original first couple colors, and I've caught so many fish just throwing this green leopard style. This one's all chewed to hell, but the Live Target's a good frog. It doesn't hold up for a while, being it is such a soft frog. And then here's some of my darker colors here on the left side as well. We've got brown. I don't even know what this is called. Looks like a green goblin, black leopard, and then it's kind of like a brown goblin. Just crazy swamp looking colors, real good, darker frogs, and all in the 65 size. And this is kind of how I store all of them. I just put them, their bellies on top of all their backs, so you can fit about 4 of the 65 size. You can see I fit a couple more of the popping frogs, and we'll go right into these walking here. This box is like, well, I have another box full of hollow body stuff, but I mean, my hollow body frogs are like a junkyard, man. I've got some that are all bent out of shape, some that are all scratched out, some that are all ripped apart, no colors. This guy doesn't even have any tails. This is an old True Tungsten frog, for you guys that remember True Tungsten. There's the logo there on his belly. That was a nasty frog. I loaded this thing up with rattles. This is kind of like my loud walking frog. Got some Spro, just the standard bronze eyes, can't go wrong. These are not in the junior, so that is a midnight black. When it comes to hollow body frog fishing, I think the 2 colors you can pretty much get away with are a black, and then this is the KVD frog from Strike King, and that is just an all white frog. I think pound for pound you can get away with these 2 frogs right here. I know I do have a lot of the green leopard styles. It's just because it's what I catch a lot of fish on, is these green leopard style and colors. So but I think if you were to go and buy frogs, if you just had a black and a white, you could pretty much get away with all water styles and all weather patterns throughout the entire year. So those are my white and black walking, and then I have these 2 from Spro. These are kind of my older ones as well. I had these around a little while. So as you do notice, I do have a ton of different style frogs, from a couple different companies, and they are, walking style frogs. But I do like to experiment a lot with stuff, just like I would with jigs or topwater lures, crankbaits, that nature. I've been buying lures since I was like 9 years old, collecting my own tackle, so I've had plenty of time to incorporate tons of different baits. This guy right here, this is the Spro King Daddy. Truth be told, I've actually never caught a fish on this. I haven't thrown that much, but this thing walks nasty. I mean, you can put this thing, it's like throwing a gallon jug out into the water, but it'll do a full 360 as big as it is. And here's just a little size comparison between a standard Spro and then the King Daddy. I mean, this, like I said, this isn't the junior, but big old spro frog, man. Then we got a couple of the Booyah Pad Crashers. Put a different skirt on this one. I caught a ton of fish on this frog right here. It is all bent out of shape. The hooks are all bent out of shape. But when these Pad Crashers first came out, they're the cheapest frogs you can get, and they are so dang soft. They're almost too soft, because when you fish these things for a while and you fish them around reeds, cattails, lily pads, they start to start hanging up on different types of various cover, being that the hooks bend out, and you got to keep bending them in. But they are so soft that different types of cover can push on that plastic and get you all hung up. But definitely an excellent frog for its $5-6 price tag. Here's just another color in it. I left these skirts pretty long. And again, this one, if you just look down the front of these things, you can just see, just looking down its back, that those hooks just kind of stick out now. So I got to bend those things back in. And then here is the 55 size Copper's Live Target. That is in all white. Actually caught a lot of fish in Central Florida using this guy this year, around that April-May time frame. And just to give you a size comparison, so that is the size comparison between the 65 and the 55 there. Not huge, but definitely different size impact as far as, if you look at the back, that's really where you can see the profiles. Alright, so taking it here, starting with some popping frogs. We'll start with the back here. I actually haven't had a chance to fish these yet. I actually got these for a really good price for $8 at Dick's Sporting Goods, which is kind of the only reason I wanted to try into them. And these are the Savage Gear popping lily frogs, I believe they call them. Small popping mouths in the front. But I feel this profile, this is the 2.5 inch. They also have a 2 3/4, which is both a wider and longer frog. But this profile frog right here, I feel for this time of the season is going to be real well. Fishing grass lines, fishing these Georgia grass lines, Florida grass lines. And I got one in every color. Got the standard yellow leopard, like a white shad. Of course, like I stated before earlier in the video, if you can get a white bottom and a black bottom, because the fish aren't seeing all this yellow crap up. I mean, this is more for eye candy. When you're working this bait through the cover, wherever you might be fishing it. So, like I said, if you want to keep it easy with frog fishing, it is so easy or it is so hard rather, to get caught up in all the color patterns that are available. You keep it easy with a white and a black. I think you can get through any various weather conditions and water conditions that you might run into out there on the lake. So, again, those three. And these two right here are the Spro Bronzeye Poppin'. This guy has started and been through World War III. His legs are all jacked up at this point. This was the frog that I used in most of the Okeechobee videos. This frog definitely, like I said, got its time out there, and I'm surprised that the color hasn't come up. It barely came off around the shanks of the hook there, but its eyes got beat up, the cup of the mouth and around the hook tie here and the mouth got pretty beat up, but its legs didn't really last, and they usually don't for me, quite honestly. As you can see, this one, I've caught way less fish on this frog. This was actually an older color pattern. I've had this for years, and it used to have orange, like as you can see here, orange dots all along the top, but it has since all peeled off. But I had to put a different silicone skirt on that as well. But you can see, I mean, it's just all tore up. And this thing has caught a fraction of what this leopard one has done. So, sometimes I guess the color is just glued on. However, it is put onto the, the soft plastic here. I guess it's put on differently for each ones. And this is a really fun frog to fish. This one gets bit a ton, especially in clear water. Again, fishing grass, more dense cover grass, around reeds, things of that nature. But a really good frog to fish clear water. Again, it's got the white belly, and this is from Academy Outdoors. This is one of their H2O Express frogs. Real good, soft body, strong, thick hooks for the small profile frog that it is. Here it is next to a normal bronzeye. So you can see it is, about a 1/2 inch smaller all around, both, slim on the sides and its length. But again, a very cool frog. It's got a good weight to it, so you can still cast it. The weight in the back keeps it well balanced for a smaller profile frog. And like I said before, this thing gets bit a ton. So definitely check these things out if you're looking for a smaller profile popping frog. And to kind of finish this video off, here on the right is kind of all my goofy frogs, different hollow body, style baits. We'll start here. This is the mini Booyah Pad Crasher, and again, another frog that if you're looking for a smaller profile frog, this thing just gets bit. It gets a ton of bites, and believe it or not, it'll find you some bigger ones. Another frog just to kind of fish around clear water. Smaller presentation like this, help you get bit a lot. As you can see, it's pretty much the same size as this H2 Express popping frog. They have about the same profile, but these are good. They take on a little bit of water for their small size. And again, you know, with them being so soft and whatnot, those hooks bend out, and it, you know, can make it a pain. As long as you're keeping up with them and getting a pair of pliers and bending them back in, then they're not bad. If the camera would focus, you could check it. There we go. Good job, camera. Way to. Here's another mini guy here that has seen better days as far as its skirt is concerned, but small popping frog, and this is made by Blaze Baits. It's actually a very old frog as well. Pause the video and comment below what this thing looks like from a movie, a cartoon movie. I'll give you a hint. It is a cartoon movie. Hopefully comment below, but I'm going to tell you, he looks like something out of that movie Shark Tales, like this guy right here. You know, it just looks like, with its color patterns and everything, it just looks like a character out of that movie. But this is one of those burner series or spin series from Lunker Hunt. I haven't actually thrown it, haven't actually used it yet, so I don't know how it is in the water. Just, it's built like a pool toy, like a Nerf football almost, so I don't really know how it's gonna come through the water very good, but I'm sure I'll fish it one day and find out. Here's the old flipping the bird. This thing's nasty. I've actually only ever caught one fish on this, and it was on a kayak. So this has been around as well. This thing got a lot of attention a couple of years ago just because of its crazy build, and just, if you guys haven't seen this, it's literally built to look like a little baby bird laying in the water with all the silicone skirts on the side for its wings and its tail back here. So it's a bigger profile bait, definitely attracts some bigger bites. This right here is my oldest frog. Literally, this is the oldest frog in my box, and I actually had my PB for a while that I caught on this frog. So I had a lot of memories fishing this old guy. And for a, you know, for $3.99 Walmart edition, this frog has put some fish. It's caught some fish. And if you go back to the original Bass All Year videos, you can actually see this frog in action, and see it in some of my raspy voice, you know, 12-year-old self catching fish on this old guy on a spinning rod at that. I think this is one of the failed lures that has come out, and everyone talked about it, and then I think it got a lot of field testing more than it did with the company, and now no one talks about it. Soak-up ratio is awful. It's the build around it, I think, is just bad, but there's, you know, there's a lot of upcoming for this lure. I just don't think it really stuck up to its name. It's kind of like a bad movie sequel, you know what I'm saying? And then this is just a Chinese, just cheap frog, and this was a part of a cheap frog challenge video that actually kind of went, didn't go so good. So we're still in the process of filming this against one of these, you know, name brand elite frogs, so to speak. So be on the lookout for that, but this guy has, he's yet to get bit. Well, that is all I have for you guys here today as far as that video is concerned. Hope you guys enjoyed kind of checking out what is inside my hollow body frog box. Again, tons of styles, tons of colors. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about, you know, hollow body frogs, what are you looking at? Where do you throw them on? What do I throw them on? You know, throw that down below in the comment section. I get back to all those as well, and I do read them all. And I enjoy talking to you guys just as far as, you know, different fishing techniques, different gear that you guys might be using. I know a lot of you Lake Chickamauga guys are throwing a lot of those popper frogs this time of year. I really enjoy throwing a popping frog. I've caught a lot of fish this year throwing one, and you can't beat the whole topwater fishing thing. Hope you guys stay tuned for tons more. As I stated 2 videos ago, there's a lot of different unboxing, and you know, the videos are kind of vlog formatted until I kind of move out of here from Georgia and leave base, move back down to Florida as I get out of the Army here. Lure lockbox will be coming next, couple other unboxing videos, so I hope you guys stay tuned. Click that subscribe, stick around to the Bass All Year channel, subscribe to some awesome bass fishing content. Catch you guys right back here for another video. Until then, get out there, tight lines, catch some big fish, catch a lot of fish, and most importantly, stay stress free. Appreciate you guys' constant support. Y'all be easy. Catch ya.